Hi, my name is Amy. I've been thinking about starting a blog for YouTube recently because I'm planning on going on a volunteering trip this November. I've kind of always wanted to start a vlog, but not really had the guts to. So I figured now would be better than never. I'll give this a go. If it goes well, then all right. If it goes bad, then it's just memories for me, I guess. I've had a friend who I used to work with here in England at the pub when I used to work in Weybridge, who vlogs quite a fair bit. He's also a friend of mine who we talk about cameras and videos and all sorts of stuff like that. We're both very avid photographers, and he's kind of really pushed me forward for this, which I really appreciate because I didn't really think I'd be good at this kind of thing. I didn't know how to start it, what I would say to introduce this whole thing. I mean, a lot of this is going to concentrate on my fundraising for this year, but I don't really want it to entirely revolve around that as well. It's a great thing to include in this, but I didn't want it to overwhelm it, if you know what I mean. So I just figured I'd start here, little introduction. I'm sat in my garden at the moment because it's a really nice day, just kind of chilling. I've just been to the high street, went and got some wool because I'll tell you more about that in a bit actually. But yeah, I just went down the high street, got some bits and pieces. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know where to start with this. It would be great if I had maybe someone to ask me questions. I don't know. I'm very good at interviews. I interview a few bands as part of a freelance career that I do. I work at festivals across the country. I go to a lot of gigs. I've been a fan of heavy metal and rock since God knows how long, all my life. And as I got into my photography a lot more, I thought maybe I should start going into more of a career with it. So I ended up emailing PRs and researching which managers belong to which bands, and when they come over to the UK I'd email them and see if I can get a photo pass and photograph the gig, and then eventually it turned into interviewing them as well. So my first ever interview was with Soil. You will see those interviews on the same YouTube channel, the same thing, because I'm going to be using my photography channel as my blogging channel as well. It's going to be my personal and my professional thing. So I'll pop a link into that in the description. My first ever interview with Soil. Ryan McCombs was absolutely lovely. I have interviewed him again since that date. Unfortunately, he had a stroke. 2-3 days after that interview I had with him, and he's fine, like he's totally fine now. But when I saw him exactly 6 months later, when I walked into the room to interview him again, he was like, "Oh, you better not be stuffing marshmallows down my face again," because he was like, "Oh, I think you sugar overloaded me. It caused my stroke," and I felt so bad. But obviously he was kidding. But yeah, these interviews are quite funny. I've had quite good responses from them, from friends, family and other members of bands and all that kind of stuff. I play a little game with them at the end of each video. So yeah, if you want to have a look in them, I'll pop the playlist in the description. I'll pop the interview with Soil in the description as well. I went to Download last year and played the same game with 6 other bands, including Hollywood Undead and 36 Crazy Fists, Marco Mendoza, all those kinds of people. It was a really, really good year. I had a lot of fun. I plan on doing it again this year, hopefully, if I can try and get those press tickets. That'd be great. I'm really looking forward to Download this year. I mean, I'd go anyway regardless, but it'd be cool to carry on with what I was doing. I mean, I don't get paid for this kind of thing. It is purely for fun. I enjoy it, and I think that's a big thing on some people these days, is they don't want to go and do the stuff that's not paying them, even though they love it, because they're not making any money out of it. But at the end of the day, it's experiences that make your life what it is. which is another reason why I want to do this trip to Peru later on this year. So there's that bit of my life. I'm also a fully trained medic. I work at a lot of events across the UK. I work at boxing gigs, MMA gigs. I work on film sets, although I can't say much about them at all, but I work on film sets. I used to work at the O2 Arena. I used to watch a lot of those gigs. That was good fun. I used to work at the race courses. I'd look after the public if anyone fell down the stairs from getting too excited about winning on their horse, and they'd just run and they'd trip down the stairs. And no, it's all good fun. I used to be a lifeguard. The lifeguarding was good fun, but it just wasn't for me. It wasn't a career that I could pursue and progress in. Whereas the medic stuff, when I finished my lifeguard job, I didn't renew the lifeguard side. I renewed the first aid side, but I didn't renew the lifeguard side. So then I progressed my first aid. I'm now an ECA level medic on what's called an FPOS, first person on scene. I can work in the back of an ambulance if I wanted, but it's not really an area that I want to go into fully. However, I have not really figured out what I want to do for a career yet. I'm really good at organising stuff. I'm a great PA, but unfortunately it's so difficult to find work in the UK these days, and it's frustrating, because I'm qualified and all this, and I can't get the work, and it makes me feel bad for those who don't have the qualifications, who really struggle to get work. But yeah, anyway, moving on. This trip to Peru, let's talk about that. I decided a couple of days ago. I've always wanted to do it. My mother is a nurse, and she has been all my life. She went to a nursing conference a couple of years ago, back in maybe 2008 or something like that. She went to America. It's a nursing conference in America. It changes state every 2 years. Every 2 years. And she met loads of people out there, made loads of friends, one of which was a lovely lady called Nancy. She is now board of director or something, the president of the committee or whatever of this organisation. And this organisation is called Project Helping Hands. It's an American-based charity which sends medical teams and volunteers out to countries that don't have any medical assistance in the rural areas. So they cover places like the Philippines and Haiti and Bolivia, Peru, Kenya, Uganda, everywhere. Like they've got so many different locations. And my mother went on some of these trips a couple of years ago, and she really, really enjoyed it. She did 2 trips to Africa. She did one in March and then did one the following April, or something around then anyway. And she got loads of donations, and loads of her medical colleagues were like donating medical equipment, like bandages, plasters, toothbrushes, pencils, toys, you name it, literally everything. And Mum took it out to Africa, and these kids loved it. I used to be part of a photography group here at home. I don't go anymore, but I was a member for 3 years. And one of the ladies who went to that as well was an avid knitter, and she knitted hundreds of these hats. That she went back to her knitting group and told them, and they knitted hundreds and hundreds of these woolly hats. And these kids in Kenya, they love it, and Uganda, they love these woolly hats. So Mum took all these hats over and donated them, and now I'm at a level of medical status that I could effectively do something other than just first aid. I think it would be a good thing for me to head out over there and help. I really, really, really look forward to doing this kind of thing. So what I've been doing is I've started a GoFundMe page. Again, I'll put a link in the description if you feel like you want to donate. I'm not asking you. This is not the point of the vlogs at all. But if you feel like it's for a good cause, then it'll be really appreciated. And I need to raise a couple of grand in order to be able to afford to go over there. It sounds like so much money just for a couple of weeks out there, but it's going to make such an impact. And the money is all going towards the flights to get me over there, and the payment for getting all these crates of medical gear over there, and my immunisations and visas and water, food. all that kind of stuff, so these locals can live, you know. I mean, what a Project Helping Hands do is they have a set amount of places that they go to, and they try and get to these places maybe twice a year, and they'll have people who do this regularly. They'll have people who are really, really for this, and they are part of the company to make it bigger, and they will go every trip. And they will go every trip out to these countries, and there'll be some people who go maybe once a year or once every 2 years. I mean, my mum went twice. She really enjoyed it. It's something that will really, really mean a lot to me, to make this difference in the world. I mean, I'm currently not really working much at the moment, because there's not a lot on. I've broken my finger, so I can't really work. I mean, I can't stitch, but even putting a steri strip on someone's head with a it's not easy. I've tried. Even bandaging my own finger, it's yeah. But so I'm not working at the moment. So I thought, right, if I'm going to put all my energy into something, it will be something worth doing, and I think this is worth doing. I've contacted local fairs. I've contacted my local Tesco. I'm looking at some runs to do in the summer. All that kind of stuff that I can do to raise money. I mean, I think a lot of this stuff's going to be. I understand completely if people don't want to just donate, because it looks like I'm just asking for money to send me to Peru for a holiday. And some people who are quite stingy with their money, and stingy with donations and stuff like that will probably not want to because of that. So I feel like doing something like a 10k run in the summer, training up for it, all that kind of stuff, getting sponsors will maybe make them think, all right, well, if I donate, then at least she's doing a run before she goes to earn the money to go and do it. I've also asked people if I could clean their house. My mother has said that she won't just donate, but if I work for it, then she'll put some money towards the trip. And so I'm walking people's dogs and stuff like this, stuff that will make the money more worth it again, because it's going to be put towards this trip. So yeah, I mean, today I went and bought some wool, because the people of Peru, you know, they have llamas, they have alpacas, they make a lot of woolen clothing. They're famous for ponchos and all the bright reds and yellows and all those colours in their weaving. So I went and bought some nice coloured wools today. I'm going to start making some bracelets, macrame bracelets, that I can sell, or I can make these bracelets, and I can have them with me if I'm walking on maybe the high street with a collection bucket, and someone donates some money, however much, and I can offer them this bracelet, and if they want it, they want it. If they don't, they don't. But it's also going to be an idea that I'm going to use towards these fairs that I'm going to do. I mean, if I have a stall, I can have all these wools out, and I can have them cut to certain lengths, and these kids can come over and they can make their own friendship bracelets as part of like something that will draw people in, and then I can talk to the parents or the people who come to the store about what I'm doing, and further raise awareness of what's going on in these countries and what we do as an organisation, and I think it will be really effective. So yeah, I mean, I'll probably maybe I do have an Etsy page somewhere. If I can remember the login, I might make a new one relevant to this, and maybe perhaps sell said bracelets on them as well. I'm also going to try, I don't know how well it's going to go, but I make little sock monsters, have done for years. I make them out literally just out of socks and stuffing and some buttons. I've been Googling and YouTubing and all that kind of stuff, and I've found a little tutorial on how to make these cutest little alpaca toys out of socks. So I'm going to give that a go, you know, and maybe if I can if I can have the time to do it and have the strength to make a few, I could maybe send some out to people if they give me a substantial donation. Say they donate £20, I'll give them one of these little sock toys as a thank you, something like that, you know. So yeah, that's pretty much it for now, I guess. I'm gonna start doing a vlog maybe weekly, put some bits and pieces about what I'm doing. It's really not just going to be about this trip. It's going to be about all sorts. It's going to be about getting fit. I'm going to have an element of it being about my gym. I'm going to really try and start working out hardcore. I mean, I used to do a lot of sport when I was younger. I used to row, I used to swim, I used to Irish dance, I used to play a bit of badminton, I used to play a bit of rugby. Like, I used to be really fit when I was younger, and I just stopped cold turkey, and I've put on a bit of weight, not a lot, but I've put on a bit of weight. My muscle mass has certainly decreased a fair bit. I'm going to quit smoking. It's going to be I'm going to admit it now, I do smoke, I have done a few years, and I can feel that it has affected my breathing. Like my lung capacity just really isn't what it was. So I'm gonna finish that completely. I'm going to get fit. So there are going to be vlogs about that. There are going to be vlogs about my runs. They're going to be about the sponsored runs and just my training runs. There's going to be vlogs about me going out, seeing my friends. My cousin Mark is coming over from Ireland in the end of this month, and we're going to go up to London for the day. So I'll probably do a bit of vlogging when I'm in London. And you guys, of course, feel free to suggest some stuff you'd like for me to do. I don't know, I could cover my face in tape. I don't know, like whatever. I'm open to all suggestions. If anyone's got any suggestions about fundraising, give me a shout. I'll appreciate absolutely any feedback whatsoever. And hopefully this will become an avid thing, and it will be quite successful. So, yeah. I'll leave it there for today, and I shall try and get it up every Friday. But I don't know. Stuff might come up. But we'll see what happens, and I'll talk to you again soon. All right. Thanks for listening. Bye.